Dragon, also known as Marcus Eichenberry in real life, and today we're working again on building this computer out of the used parts I had laying around. I actually had bought some parts for another system, for my other new system, that ended up not working. I ended up with a few things left over. You want to see the craziest thing I ended up with left over? And this one really ticks me off because I missed returning it by 1 day. And it is the Corsair H100 water cooling for, yeah. And I missed returning it because I ended up not using it. And so, what can I say? So, I had some other stuff here, and so we're putting together this other machine out of parts, you know, Frankenstein, and gonna make this second machine using some parts from Lisa's computer and mine and my old one and everything to put a nice machine together. So okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to put in the power supply. So I have this power supply right here, and it's a 600 watt, so it's going to be enough to power a couple of drives most definitely, and then it's going to be able to power this video card, and possibly it'll power a new one too. It doesn't need as much as what I've got in my monster machine. I put 1200 watt power supply in there, but I didn't know how much stuff I was actually going to be doing, and so I did that. I run, like right now, I'm using the AverMedia cards for multiple things. I don't know how much power they take, but I'm running this camera with it, I'm running that camera with it, then it's all recording, and it's broadcasting all at the same time. I mean, a lot of stuff being used all at once. Anyway, to the point. So, this is a power supply. Woo! You know, I'm sure you all have seen a power supply before. And this one, brand new, on Amazon, cost me, I think, around $40. And it was going to go into a different machine, ended up not being used, and I think it's going to work just fine with this machine. So what now, when you are putting in a power supply, there are some things to consider. And so a couple of things here, one of which, so if you're looking on the little screen there, you can see that there's a hole here, there's a hole here, and a hole here, all for mounting this power supply. Now, I want you to look at this power supply. So here is this is the part that's going to face this right here. And when I put it in here, so we've got this one right here is the kind of the oddball screw. This is it up here, and so here's the issue. The issue is that look at where the fan is on this. I don't know whether this fan blows in or out. I'm going to assume, well, actually maybe it doesn't even matter. Here's my problem, and that is, look at this. This is where it's going to blow out at. This is the bottom of the case. If I were to set, this will never be able to be set on carpet. And because if you set it on carpet, it's going to block this. And so it's going to have to set on top of something else because of that. So anyway, here is, you know, putting in the power supply here. You just fit it right into place like this. It's not real difficult, and then you can see there that all of the screw holes are lining up. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and screw it in, but it was just something of note that this case is set up a little bit different. This case has the power supply on the bottom. Most of the cases have the power supply on the top. And so now chat is saying that it's going to blow air in, which may very well be the case. And so if I then, this makes it even, I mean, just so critical, because if you set this on carpet and it gets blocked at all, then you're gonna burn out your power supply. And when you burn out your power supply, you may take out other components within your machine. Not fun. Okay, so let's get this screwed in, and you know, it's really easy to screw these in. It's not much to it. It just uses the same screws that are used on the external case, or that you also can use when doing screwing in cards. Everything's the same thread type. There's another thread type that's used in hard drives and some other devices. So, but those are smaller threads. These are larger threads. I don't know if it can't really focus on that, can it? There it goes. So, and a magnetic screwdriver for the win. You guys in the chat room, I see you guys debating on whether or not you would want to take the magnetic screwdriver over the top of the chips in here, and I don't think you're going to mess any of them up. Now, I have never scraped the top of my screwdriver across the chips. It's just not something I've done on accident or on purpose, so I'm not too worried about it. And I've been using magnetic screwdrivers since I started doing computers, which I started doing computers back in 1990. So, okay, so there we have. This is screwed in. I'll turn that off. And where is that on? Well, hell, I don't remember. So, and in most cases, you do not have to flip this switch in here. This is difference, for voltage difference. When you buy it in your local region, it usually is set to the right region. If I were to turn that to 220, then what's going to happen is this is going to be underpowered, and it will it'll cause it to heat up and burn out. So, okay, now let me switch views here, and so this is oh, my little flap is hanging down. Okay, so here are all the cables. Now we're only really concerned with one of them right now, and that's this one. This one is the cable that fits onto right here for power on the motherboard. Now I've got a second power spot on here as well. I'm looking for it right now. It's all the way back in the corner. And so in fact I may have to end up with getting an extension. That's really going to suck, because I'm not sure that I can reach that. EATX 12 volt. That's really going to suck if that doesn't fit all the way back there. And this is the proper connector right here for this EATX, and holy cow, it's not going to reach. Crap. Well, that's going to be lovely. So this connector that I've got here, so it's required for this, but I'm going to have to order now an extension for this, which really sucks. And that's I guess that's just another issue of having the having this be in the power supply being mounted at the bottom of the case. So, and it's not like I can turn the motherboard around. It's not like I have room up here to install the case or this, and so here it is right here, and it's got to go all the way. I don't know if we can see that down in there. The blue connector, the blue 8-point connector there, is where it has to go, and so that is well, that just sucks, huh? Golly. Okay, so that's not gonna make it all the way down into there, and so okay. Well, the other so here's the other connector, and it fits down on this piece right here. Now this has you see here that this clip, it's only on one side, and the clip actually goes on the side that has the lip, and this side right here has the lip. I can feel it there, and so just turn this like this. You line it up. It will not plug in wrong. So if you have it connected to the backwards, you don't worry about it. It will not go in wrong. So anyway, there it is. And if you had to pull it off, there's a tab here, and you just push it. And it's right here on my thumb. You just push that, and you can pull it back off again. And for this, I am going to be pulling it back off again. In fact, what I'm going to do after this episode here is I'm going to actually go look at my old case. In fact, why don't I just do that right now? Because I have it right here. Oh, so maybe in this old case, maybe it has a power extension already for this issue, but I can tell you that it was sitting right up at the other side here. So here is the other one. And this one is pretty long. It would still, even if it was at the other end, it would still have to drape over. I don't know if I could put this one in and use it. So this other one here though is it's my old power supply, and it's actually suspect. And what I mean by that is that I don't necessarily trust it. I don't have any of the hardware to actually diagnose and test the components to see whether or not it's putting out the proper voltages. So I know that I could via motherboard, but I don't. But I was having some weird issues, and so I don't want to replicate that. That's why I want to use the new power supply. So the other thing that the power supply is going to connect to, of course, is it's going to connect to hard drives, which this is the old style hard drive. This is the new style, SATA. And then, wow, there's a floppy drive connector, an old 3.5-inch floppy drive. You know, that's something that we just don't put on computers anymore. And then your video card, these PCIe connectors, those are going to go to video card. And I have two of them on here, so I could power like my big card like I've got in my, my monster machine that I'm doing the recording on right now. So, okay, this stuff just gets shoved out of the way until it's needed, and unfortunately I am going to have to get a extension cord for that. That really sucks. So okay, well, thanks for joining me on this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode. Will be in a future date on YouTube. If you are with me right now live on Twitch, hang around because I shall be right back. Now all I gotta do is find my mouse on the screen. There we go. Now that you've made it this far, can I interest you in another video? You know, in the upper left, I talk about the future of translation. You remember Star Trek? You remember, I mean, of course you remember Star Trek. You know what it is. The communicator badges? You know, I think that those are going to become reality in the next 10 years. You know, we won't have necessarily starships that we're communicating with, but it will do the translations like was shown in the TV series. So I'm looking forward to that, and that's my prediction. I'm talking about it there. So in the upper right, what the fast? You know, this is an older video. Look at that, I have hair. And in that video, I actually show how what the fast works and why it is so good for anyone who is playing like a Twitch-based game that has any lag, or even not a Twitch-based game but you have extreme lag. This can help because it actually makes a more direct route for you to get to the game server, thus reducing lag. And I explain how it works there, and in that video also has a link on how to get it, and they now offer 30 days free trial. So you might want to check that out if you have any lag issues. You know, in the lower right, I have a little War Z action there. It's in the dark. That one is kind of hard to see, but you know what? That is when it's most tense. So if you like War Z stuff, check it out. That'll link to my playlist. And then in the lower left, you know, I get all kinds of people who ask me all kinds of entrepreneurial questions. And that one talks about a teenager who's looking to start out. You know, does he do school? Does he complete school? Does he start working on a job right away? Does he start with making a new company right away? And I try and go through telling about how I got started and what things I would change and maybe how he can do it better. So, thanks for watching. Enjoy this music on the way out. I'm Marky Dragon. Take care.